Hi guys, and happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a good weekend. I had someone ask me, how long does it really take to do a card? Because usually when I do a video, I have some pieces already ready to go, and I have the idea already off to the side. Well, today I'm going to do it with having nothing ready. I've just opened my Stamp Emboss, kind of emboss 3D folder, the Evergreen. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous folder. So I haven't cut any cardstock. I don't have any items out. So everything's going to be done on the fly so you can actually see how long it takes to do a card. Okay? And so my voice would go in and out here and there as I get stuff from the craft room. But just so you know, it's all being done as we're standing here or as we're going through this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and get a sheet of my thick cardstock. This is going to be for the base of the card. And then I'm going to be using shaded spruce as a layer. And then I'm going to need a regular piece of Whisper White for my stamping. Okay. Oh, they're stuck together. And of course the Band-Aid doesn't help at all that I have on my finger, but what are you going to do? Okay. Let me go over. I'm going to get my cutter. That way I can cut these layers. So let me get my cutter. All right. So this is the thick white cardstock we're going to use as a base. And let me put my score blade down. And we're going to go 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score at 4 1/4. So that's just your regular card base. I'll put that off to the side. This is going to be my layer, and we're going to do this a 1/4 inch smaller. So we're going to cut at 5 1/4, and then we're going to cut at 4 here. And then, you know what, I'm gonna just do this one more down. So then this will be, so now we're at 5 by 3 3/4. So this will be what the card layer looks like, or the card will look like when we get done with it. You know what, no, I'm gonna cut this down even further, because I want you to see. So I'm going to go to, let's go to 2.5 on that. So that makes that then 2.5 by 5. Okay, and I'll show you why I say that in a second. And maybe I'll even take this piece, cut it down a little bit more for a greeting. We'll see. Make it a little thinner. I don't know if there's a green. I'm going to be using the Mountain Air set. I don't know if there's a saying that's that small, but we'll see. How about that? Because I want to be able to see the embossing I'm going to be doing with that die. Okay, even though a lot of it will probably be covered up. All right, so we might go like that, and you'll see the embossing down here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, I'm going to put my cutter aside. Now I'm going to go get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to go ahead and emboss with this 3D folder. And I'm going to put the trees so they're at the top because we want to be able to see most of it. All right, so let me go get that. And remember, with the Stampin' Emboss and a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, your platforms are going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So here we go, embossing folders, hinge first, always. And here's that 3D folder. So I'm going to be using 1. I leave 2 in usually, but maybe I won't on this one. So 1, and then we're going to do the folder with the cardstock inside, and then 4. So here's 1, and here's 4. Oops. 4. All right. let's go ahead and open that up. Let's put one in. Hinge always goes in first, otherwise you can crack that open. I'm going to line up the green with that line so I know it's straight when it goes through. And you know what? I want to get the tops of those trees. All right, so on the line, close it, 1, 4, and going through. Okay, take it out from over here. Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know if you can see. Look how pretty that is. I'm hoping you can see. There's just, and it's funny because these trees right here are so much up higher than the ones back here. I don't know if you can tell that, but look, that's gorgeous. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to go out of frame again and take back all my little plates and that for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal while I'm over here, just so I have it. Okay. All right. So here we have our pieces. Here's that. Here's my extra thick card base. And here's this piece. Okay. So I'm going to be using Mountain Air. This is from, it was from the January to June catalog, but got carried over to our annual catalog. And it is one of those reversible stamp sets, okay? It has dies with it, as you can see. And then these are just masks I've made. But what we're going to do is, we're just going, oh, and then there's some of the die cutouts that I have left. Okay. Maybe I'll use some of those. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. So then I'm going to use the mountains. I'm not going to use the trees because I already have trees, right? So I'm going to use the mountains. Maybe I'll even do, you know what? And there's no sayings with this. So I am going to do the mountains on this, and then I'm going to put a saying here. Maybe I'll go down a little bit and put a sun or something. All right, so let me get my big block. Let me go ahead and get my long block out. I think I'm going to use, this one's not long enough, so I'm going to use this one. Goodness, I'm really getting piled up here. All right. And what I like doing first is I like doing the detailed side first and then doing the shadow behind it. Okay, so here's that. And I think I am going to use, sorry for the reach, cinnamon cider. Let's do cinnamon cider, even though, you know what, no, I'm going to use early espresso. These are mountains. We need a strong color. So I'm going to use early espresso. I'm going to grab my piercing mat because it's a photopolymer, so you always want to use your piercing mat. Ooh, that was about a boo-boo. All right. Gotta remember to put my stamp pads in and out with my right hand, my left hand. All right. And I'm going to go, I think, on the higher end because I may want to put a word down below there. So let's go ahead. Oh, how pretty. Okay. And then I'm not sure. Yeah, that one is dry. Go ahead and get my chamois. Clear that off because you're going to use the other side, right? So you want to try to get most of that off so that, first off, you don't get ink on your fingers. Because when you're moving this and you get ink on your fingers, that would be a little bit of of a pain in the butt. So now we're doing the opposite side. So this is the non-detail side. And on this side, I think I'm going to use Cajun Craze. And I'm wondering if I want to stamp off once. No, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it full strength up there. Look over that. I may have to do it twice because see, they don't match up exactly. So that pretty much is over that part. Oh, I should have done it off once. Probably. All right, you know what? We're going to do it again then. Let me go ahead. I wasn't thinking it was that dark last time I did it. I did a card, you'll probably see on Facebook a while back. And I didn't think that Cajun Craze came out that dark. So there, that looks better. Put Cajun Craze back up there. Let's clean off that back side of that stamp. I love my chamois. Uh-oh, got Cajun Craze on my finger. Okay, just have to be careful of that. And now when I stamp it on this side, I am probably going to have to go over. See how over here on this edge, there's still one that's not being picked up. So we'll go ahead and do it that way. Let's see, how dark was that early espresso? Really dark. You know what? I'm going to use soft suede. And see, this is the process you go through when you're creating a card. You don't always, it's a lot of trial and error. And even though you usually can have any problems resolved by using the other side of the card, you also, if you have misstamps or if it doesn't work out the way you want it to, you can always send it to someone. They're going to love getting your card. So I'm looking over this, lining up most of the peaks, and we're going to go down. Oh yeah, that one's much better. And then, see how this one's like here? I'm going to try it without re-inking it. No, we're going to go ahead and get that soft suede again. Yes, and I can see I've got an edge, but guess what? I'm going to put a saying over there. You won't even notice it. There we go. Oh, now I just put my finger in there. And I'm wearing a white t-shirt today, so I can't wipe it off on my shirt like I usually do. So, like my fingers? Nice and beautiful, huh? Okay, so yes, I have a little bit of a saying there. I can either cut it off, or I can put my saying over that. I think I'm going to put my saying over that. And I don't know which saying I'm going to use. Let's see, I want a kind of bold one, so I can cover up that. Do I want to use, maybe that's so grateful? Thank you. You know what? I always, whenever I can't figure it out, I usually end up going to my Peaceful Moments set. Let me put that one back. Let me get out Peaceful Moments. Peaceful Moments was also in the January to June, but got carried over to the annual. And I really, really love this set. I'm wondering if I use this one, if that will cover up most of that. And it might. Okay. Let me grab my other block that I have in my frequently used pile. Now on this one, I am going to use the early espresso because it's going to be darker. So then hopefully it really covers up that little splotch. Looks good. And I'm going to go right about there. You still see it a little bit, and it's crooked. But you know what? I'm going with it. You know why? Because if I don't, this video will end up being 20 minutes. Okay. You get the idea, though. So, what I am going to do is take my Stampin' Seal on this back side. You see, you don't have to really push. You're keeping it more straight up and down. And see there, nothing came out, so you just advance it a little. Advance it a little again. Want to be at the end of it. No, I'm not. Oh my goodness. Again, I did the check mark, so guess what happens? I'm going to have to redo that where I wind it up, but I'll do it off camera. All right. So here we go, and I like doing it like this now so I can see a little bit where that edge is of the card. All right. Let's go ahead, put it there. I think I put it on the wrong side of the tape. And there you go. We'll tape that down. All right, I'm going to go now because we're at 16 minutes and this will take forever to download. But you can see there, and then you put a few little things up there. Or if you wanted to, you could cut that off, bring it up more, and have it go down. But I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for muddling through with my on-the-go creativity. This is why I plan things ahead usually. But have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon.